What you see behind me is a vertical takeoff and landing vehicle, ideally which acts as a chopper but has far more use than a chopper. It's used as an air taxi essentially for a city like Bengaluru, which has its airport a good 34-40 kilometers away from the city, and the roads are congested. This could really act as a solution. It could act as an air taxi that will take passengers from, say, Electronic City, HAL, and get them to get down at the Devnalli International Airport. And this is being developed by Sarla Aviation. Sarla is India's first woman pilot, and it's been named after her. So, what are the technical aspects of this, and what could it be used for apart from air taxi that a common man obviously would think that would be the main use of it? Joining me is Rakesh, who is one of the founders of Sarla Aviation. Rakesh, a very interesting concept for a city like Bengaluru. Most of its junctions and roads clogged. This could be the solution for many of the transits.
For sure. I mean, if you see how much time we spend in traffic, it's if you there's an example where if you travel from Bangalore airport to Electronic City, it might take you 150 minutes, whereas in Shunya, we call this aircraft Shunya, actually that will take 20 minutes. So you get your time back and at the same price as any ride-hailing premier services, basically. So if you see our cabin, currently it's a passenger cabin, but it can be an ambulance in future, it can be a cargo, also it can host a lot of different applications as well, and defense as well.
That's interesting. I'll ask my VJ Riaz to pan in. So this right now has, I can see 6 plus
Right.
1,
6 plus
7
1,
seats.
7 seats. So we have 6 passengers, 1 pilot. You can see already my co-founder sitting very comfortably over there. He's 6 feet tall. So it's one of the biggest cabin that has ever been built across the world right now,
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
And this is completely powered by electric batteries, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
so it's complete electric. It takes 20 minutes to charge, and you get a range of 160 kilometers, basically. Yeah, so, and you can see it's a plane that vertically takes off and lands, basically, you know? Yeah.
And coming to the aspect of how this will be implemented, or rather how would it work in a real situation, I'm guessing you wouldn't have a pilot. It would be controlled from a center where you will
No,
have
we
programs on board.
We do have a pilot seat. Actually, we'll have pilots on board when we start our commercial operation. While testing, it might not be the case, because we will wait till we mature technology and then put a human being over there. It will start with remotely piloted first in testing phase, and then eventually when we are certified, we'll have a human test flights, basically.
Rakesh, with everything, price is a factor.
Yeah.
If I'm, say, taking a Ola Uber from Electronic City to the airport, I don't know, I would probably be charged anywhere around 2,000 rupees.
2,500.
Yeah, roughly around that. So if this takes off on, say, a aggregator model,
Right.
how much would somebody shell out? I know it's a little too early, but a rough estimate.
No, we actually want to target similar price points, but the advantage here is, instead of being stuck in traffic for 50 minutes, you are already at your destination in 20 minutes, basically, right? So can you imagine a taxi on which is traveling on the road? We can thrice wave hands, basically, and actually transfer a lot of people already. 3 trips we can already do while the same taxi is traveling on ground, basically.
So you're telling me that I'll spend 2,000 rupees, take off from somewhere near Electronic City,
Right.
land at the Kempegoda International Airport
Right.
in just 20-25 minutes.
Yes, exactly. That's our aim, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the altitude that it operates at?
So the maximum ceiling height, what we are aiming is 4,000 feet, basically. Not necessarily everywhere that we'll fly at that altitude. For example, Mumbai-Pune might be a very nice use case when we are flying that high, but otherwise we'll be flying around like 1,500 or around that, basically. Depends on what altitude we actually get the route assigned to, basically.
We've spoken about this as air taxi.
Right.
Any use that it could have for defense-related purposes, whether it's reconnaissance or whether it's collecting data or other such.
I mean, there is. If you know this, it's a distributed propulsion system. Unlike helicopter, that means the noise signature is very less. It actually produces 60 decibel sound. It's as similar to your washing machine spinning, basically, right? So it's as silent as your washing machine. So like if you have to go for rescue missions or even for military logistic, also there's so much, right? We can actually host. Right now, the payload is 680 with all the seats and all. What if I strip down everything, and it can be extended towards closer to 1 ton, right? So you can actually transport a lot of goods also, basically, in remote places and all that, basically. Yeah.
Now that you mentioned seats, let's take a look at the comfort factor. So 6 seats, I'm guessing you would also have a lot of luggage space as well for people going to the airport. That's the plan?
So right now, if you see, we have handbags, space for the handbags. There's this small cabinet that you can place handbags inside. Basically, at the rear of the third seat, there is a trunk. Basically, so what we are doing is six. When we say 680, every passenger we're estimating is close to 70 kg or 80 kg, and then you have still 20 kg left baggage that you can host inside the trunk, basically. Okay. And then pilot will have 80 kg as an allowance, basically.
Okay. Rakesh, I'm getting to sit here today, but I'm also hoping this becomes a reality. And in the coming few years, I can take the ride from somewhere from inside the city to the airport. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you too.
Well, this is the air taxi that could become a solution to Bangalore's traffic issues, and Sarla Aviation saying that they're very confident that this will be implemented, this will become reality very soon.